Hello, it is Sunday. It is 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Central European time, and you are watching ESC Fan TV. Yes, we are back. National final season is over. Michelle has been to Poundland. She's got herself costumed up. Yes, it is the semi-final one review show. I have a panel of guests waiting to look at all the different songs taking part in this year's semi-final one. Cautionary note, guys, yes, we know the big five, or at least three of them, are going to be performing in semi-final one, but that's not for us to look at tonight. We're going to be looking at that another time. But let's just say a quick hello to the panel. First of all, hello to Sean.
Hey up, you all right? Looking forward to this, should be good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, let's say hello to Phil and Michelle.
Hello.
Meow
Hi.
cat, meow back.
Hi.
Poundland has a lot to answer for.
Oh.
Let's say hello to the lovely Oban.
Good evening, Europe. Kali nicht Europa. I missed the show. We're back on track. Good. I'm so excited.
Let's say hello to Troy. He's there somewhere. He's just on mute. It's fine. We'll let him off. And the face palm as well. But we'll pretend you said hello anyway.
Oh,
and let's say hello
That's
to
better.
Ian and Dora.
Good evening, Europe. Good morning, Australia. Yeah, you know the deal.
And hello from us too here in Scotland.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hang on one second. Let's just get this up on the screen. There we go. Sorted. Right.
Jesus, it's been a long week.
Some people could argue today's the start of the week. Anyway, right, guys, we are going to be looking at all 15 songs. We're looking at them in groups of 5. They're going to be alphabetical. So we're starting off with the A's, Australia, Azerbaijan, followed by Croatia, Cyprus, and Finland in the first group. We'll finish off by looking at the final group, Poland, Portugal, Serbia, Slovenia, and Ukraine. Now, I've got some sad news for you all. And I want the panel to listen very carefully to this one. Number one, you put at least 16 of these in your top 10 when we went through this during national final time. And you can't do that because only 10 make it through. Okay. The other thing to note as well is that there is going to be a disappointed country. I have done the math. 11 of these went through to last year's grand final. So at least one country is going to get disappointed anyway. So don't feel too sad. Just be happy because it happened. There we go. Right, guys, are we ready?
Yeah!
Let's do it.
See, that's what I like. Enthusiasm from the audience. Now, guys, don't forget, if you're watching, get into that chat room. Phil and Michelle are going to be there responding to your comments as we go through. And let's look at the first set of songs.
We're on the gratitude as it takes us within billions of our souls and angels. Saying good God, one Milkali love, Milkali love, it's raining
mama chow, ayy. I'm a big boy now, I'm going away and I sold my cow.
15 songs for semi-final. First 5 already done. And we're going to have to go straight to... Now, you'll notice the panel is deliberately... 1 second. 1 second. We just need to draw slight attention. I know I shouldn't encourage them. Guys, Phil and Michelle, what are we doing?
That's Croatia, isn't it?
Come on.
It feels like only 2 weeks ago when I said there's not enough doilies in Eurovision. And then all of a sudden Croatia turned up. And look what we had lying around.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Hey, yeah, got over doily, haven't you?
Do you know what, guys?
My drums.
More on that story later. Do you know what? I'm gonna return to form, and we're gonna kick off with Troy this evening because Australia are back. Yes, lots of Australians told us they wouldn't be back this year. Australia are back in the contest. So, Troy, let's go straight in. What are we thinking? Electric Fields, they've finally made it to Eurovision. Is this going to be the year?
It would be nice if it was, but I don't think so. I think there's some better acts this year. Nothing against Australia. Electric Fields have now got their time. Good God, they've been around enough. But I think it's very different. It is something very different for Australia. But hey, who knows? It could. I think vocally it will be okay. But again, I don't know about the public. The public vote will kill it.
This is true. They've got to have public to vote for it. We're going to go quickly as well onto Oban because in that 5 as well, we had a little known country called Cyprus in there. What are we rating Cyprus's chances this year?
Well, we'll never win, but you know what? That doesn't mean I need to stop for begging for votes, right? So, come on. So the question is Cyprus or Australia, Tom?
Wow. I don't know. What would you go for?
Well,
because you're going to be in the UK for Eurovision, so you know which one you're picking up the phone and voting for.
You know what? I'll say Australia. There's the thing that I only know Australians that live in Europe, and there's a common theme among the Australians that live abroad that they always judge harshly their home countries. But I think that working with 2 Australians in the same office, this was the first year that they liked their own song, and they're not Eurovision fans. So I see this as a good sign, and it's in my top 5. Another country in my top 5, Cyprus, and surprise, surprise, of course, as an objective art lover and cheap pop music lover, Liar is just the genre of pop music that made Britney Spears. I feel like it reminds me young Britney Spears, and I think it's just pure fun. Of course, it's not going to be it's not the winning material, but I think there's enough to put us through the final.
Hey, thanks, Oban. Now, I also hear you're a fan of Azerbaijan as well.
But I think it's also going to be very interesting.
Oh, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is back. You know, if everybody is ready with their glasses of drinks, I'm ready to say the word. They are the cultural orgasm of the night. Just those nays, the breathy vocals, the Ilkin's vocals, and the music, and this harmony that when it switches from fahree to Ilkin and from Ilkin to fahree, it's just a continuous vocals and melody. I am just in love with Azerbaijan this year, and I hope it's so Eastern, it's so Oriental for most of the European ears, and I'm scared that it's gonna fall short to impress them. But coming from an Eastern part of the continent, it's just the vocals, the music, the melody speaks to my soul, And I'm so happy. This was I've been waiting from Azerbaijan for so many years, and they're back. They're back. I'm so happy.
Hey, do you know what? We love it when Oban has a cultural orgasm. Now, Troy, you did want to come in there, and apologies because I think we moved on a bit too quickly. What were you going to say? He's also frozen as well. Do you know what? We'll come back to Troy later. He's let's. It's very amusing to keep that on the screen. But do you know what? We're going to go to everyone's favourite doilies. Phil and Michelle. Now, Croatia. What is it that you like about Croatia so much? Oh, I love it when people leave themselves on mute. No, they're still on mute. So they know they're still on mute.
Sorry.
It's because Phil's reading the messages at the same time. That's what it is.
It's an absolute stonker of a song. That's what I love about Croatia. It's brilliant.
You can also dress up as Croatia with stuff lying around your house.
Yeah, as we can see. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just a big bundle of fun. And I think it's the one to beat this year.
We're definitely going to Zagreb next year, and I'm not going like this. They won't let me in.
I wouldn't say definite, but it's one to beat. It's one to watch, definitely.
Oh, it's just funny, and it's you can dance to it. It's got a bit of a dance as well that you can do. It's got everything you need in a good Eurovision song. You can sing along. It's got the crowd participation segment, which we all like. It ticks all the Eurovision boxes.
Okay, yeah. I'm sensing some enthusiasm here. Have to say,
definitely.
There weren't.
I also like Australia.
Enough doilies. There weren't enough doilies in that for my liking, to be fair. But you know, what do you reckon?
So I want to say, I like Australia as well.
I don't know why people don't like it. There's something about it. I think with the staging, I think Australia could do really well. It's gonna touch people inside.
The only thing with Australia is I can't help but hear arseholes and angels when they sing that line. I know it's our souls, but it just sounds like arseholes and angels.
I don't know. Who else did we have? Oh no.
What else do we have?
Finland, obviously. I still stand by my original thoughts on Finland. Of that poor bloke that actually sings the song isn't credited, and he's poor man. He should be credited. That's it. That's it, really.
Yeah.
Fair enough, guys. We're going to come back to you in a moment. I feel like I need a health and safety check-in. We've got a comment from Sam Raby in the chat. Is Sean okay? He looks like he's dying. So just to prove you're still alive.
Anyone who tuned into this about 1 minute ago would have thought, what the hell is going on? You do know that I'm going to be using your photos with your doilies over the head on the thumbnails for the YouTube video edits, don't you? And I'm probably going to get a jigsaw made of Trojan's frozen stance there and send it to him for Christmas. It's the
merchandise no one knew they wanted.
It is. But this is a great selection of songs. But the whole thing this year is brilliant. Electric Fields now, I love their original song in Australia Decides 2000 and whatever. That was really good. This has got a strong message. It praises Aboriginal culture and togetherness. And although it is a strong message, I'm not sure if this is standout enough to qualify this year. Which is such a shame. They've only failed to qualify one time before, and they've had like 5 top 10 finishes in their 8 entries of Australia. They've historically done really, really well since 2015. I just think it's a tough one this year for them, and obviously we've no ideas at this stage what plans they've got for staging. So perhaps he'll be able to elevate it in some way. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Azerbaijan. There's a lot of praise for this Azerbaijani song going around social media, and everyone's got it in the top sort of spots and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I know Oban loved it, but I just don't quite get it. It just feels a little bit whiny for me. That's all I really want to say on that one. So I'm gonna pass over it. Croatia, Tim tagged him. It's crackers, isn't it? I mean, I'm just wondering if the novelty's wearing a little bit thin now with this song for me, because when I saw the performance originally on the national final and it won, I loved it. I was well into it. I went, oh my God, this is brilliant. This is the one to win. And when I listened to it in the car now, because I listen to all the Eurovision songs in the car every day, and this is one I tend to skip sometimes now because it's just getting a little bit too much, I think. Now, every time I watch the performance back on screen again, I love it again. So I don't know. We'll have to see. It's an easy qualifier, and it's going to do really, really, really well. But I think the novelty's wearing off for me. Cyprus, a liar. Silia, I mean, she's beautiful, and this is a really, really good song. It's going to involve a lot of dancing, so hopefully your vocals will stand up for this. It's going to have a stonking dance break in there somewhere, isn't it? Let's face it. I think they're trying to do another Fuego, aren't they? I think they've been trying to sort of replicate the success of that song for a while now. How will it do? Well, there's a few similar songs like this year, so we'll see, but I think it'll do pretty well. And finally, Finland. Again, I love the stage of this international final, but now I just find the song a bit annoying, I'm afraid. I love the irony, by the way. It's called No Rules. So he's wearing the Windows 95 logo in his stage performance in the national final. And the song's called No Rules. And then he sings in the song, is there something wrong with the way I look? And the EBU were going, yeah, you're not wearing that T-shirt and you're not wearing the cap. So he's got to pixelate it now, which is really ironic. But it actually makes the whole performance a little bit more funnier. Now he's got to come out in the pixelated stuff. So I hurriedly had to do a redesign and upload that to my Redbubble store, available now. But yeah, it's a great selection of songs.
Fabulous.
That's that for me.
Thanks, Sean. Ian and Donna, you don't have to talk about all of them, but out of these 5, what ones are your favourites?
Where to start, actually? I think possibly it's not my strongest group, this group, but Croatia, without a doubt, I think is an absolute qualifier. If it doesn't, there's something wrong. I think they do need that pop-up cow from Teya, though. They definitely, just to seal the deal. But
it's definitely, and as Sean was saying, it might wear a bit on people, but that doesn't matter for the people who are watching it during the week. They're only going to hear it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And they'll be at that peak of that. This is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And his performance is good. So yeah, it is. It's also memorable. Of all the ones in the semi-final one, this is the one that the album is going to catch in your ears and you'll remember. And that is kind of critical.
Yeah. I think Cyprus does stand a good chance as well, though. It's a solid little dance song. Yes, Owen. Oh, it is. And she has pedigree in the dance department as well. So it's going to be an absolute corker of a choreography as well. It's something they've become quite synonymous with now. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. Her vocal could be quite good, although there are bits in the video where she's obviously just dancing and not really singing. So we'll see what happens. If she could do both, it's a winner. That
is a good, solid pop dance song. Obvious dance break into the final chorus, which will build it nicely. Big finish. Yeah, that's going to do well. It also straightforward. It's not being clever. It's not trying to do anything funny.
No, it could do as well as Tampa.
Which might be quite a good thing this year.
Could do as well as Tampa. You never know. And Finland, I still think it's crazy enough that it'll do something. It might be that 10th position that qualifies because it's just bonkers enough that it will. And it is kind of ironic that they've had more rules inflicted on them for the title of the song. Definitely didn't escape my notice, but it always raises a smile with me.
Yeah.
Hey.
Australia's pretty good, it's pretty solid as well. It's a nice bit of electronic music. Nice use of original language, and I think that's.
Do you think it'll qualify though?
I'm not sure it'll qualify, but it's I do like it as a song. I think it's a solid, really well put together. It's sung very well. So I'm hopeful for that one. I do want Australia to go through the final.
It would be lovely to see Australia in the final. Right, guys, I think I've spoken to all of you. I don't want us to spend forever on just the first 5 songs, because, quite frankly, we like to keep these shows to about an hour, don't we? So, guys, let's just have a quick vote. Now, remember, I'm going to hold you to these because, only 10, and I emphasize this, only 10 can make it through. And I'm going to make notes so I can hold it against you in the future. But out of these, which ones are going to make it through to the final out of these 5? Phil and Michelle.
Right. So out of these 5, it's going to be Australia, Croatia, Cyprus, and Finland.
Yeah, I've got the same as well.
Okay, and Phil's got the same. Sean?
I've got the same. Australia, Croatia, Cyprus, and Finland. Yeah.
Okay, Troy?
Okay, Cyprus and Croatia are certains. By far, Croatia will win the semi-final without a blink. Azerbaijan is a no. And the other one I would possibly go Australia, Finland, as Donna was mentioning earlier. It could be a 10th spot. And it could be the battle between Finland and Australia for that 10th spot.
Okay, interesting. Open.
Well, I have Australia, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, which is already in my overall top 10. And I also have Croatia, obviously the big candidate for win at the moment.
Okay.
So 4 out of 5.
Yeah, this is, given the fact they've still got 10 songs to go, guys, this is going to be interesting.
Don't worry.
Ian and Donna.
Yeah, you go on.
I think the obvious one's Croatia, Cyprus. That guaranteed through. I think Australia and Finland, I'm not sure on those ones. I think they're in the kind of slightly in the danger zone.
My 2 definites would be Croatia and Cyprus. As for the other 3, they could all fight for 10th, in my opinion.
Oh, so are you going to put any of them through, or are you not?
Okay. At a push, I'm going to say Finland.
Okay. Do you know what? That's the one I would.
But
that's the one I think is going to make it through. It stands out. I love it. Go on, Troy.
The one thing I do reckon it will be on how it is staged. Again, staging is going to be a massive thing in Malmö. You've got Australia, who was an internal selection. You've got Azerbaijan, that was an internal selection. Croatia was public. Finland was public. Cyprus was internal. So we haven't heard them really sing live. Okay. Zachariah has won major awards in Australia for his live singing. It could be that he pulls this one. It could be a positive. And Cyprus Mars will be Australian anyway. I mean, she was born in Sydney.
Cool. Right, guys. I have made notes. I'm going to be keeping tabs on you because if you go over your 10 at the end, I'm going to ask you to take some out. Right. We have looked at the first 5 songs. It's time for 5 more. And in this group, we have 2 Eurovision returnees. Yes, Hera, Bjork and Natalia Bambie are back for Iceland and Moldova, respectively. And we also have the big comeback. It's Luxembourg. But will they make it through? Let's take a look.
I feel it coming. I feel it coming. Look how far we made it. Standing on the edge of a promise. I feel it coming. Been here before and never got it right. Falling in love has got me enfant, de faire que la fête. T'as plus d'argent. Qui me dit de pas? Oh, then your heart is up around, you know. You're a fighter, et j'entends loin, loin, loin. Je sais pas, je veux te vivre à la fois. Je vais vivre complètement folle, et voilà. I want you to be happy all of your life, my beautiful angel. Raise your wings, don't be afraid of falling down.
Hey, 5 more songs there. Let's see who's going to go first. Oh, Ian and Donna, who are your favourites in that set of 5? What are you thinking?
God, this one's a tough group for me because, I mean, having sat through the whole of Lithuania, I'm kind of like brainwashed by it now. So I actually really do like Silvester Belt's song. It can be a little repetitive, but it never dulls for me. The amount of times that I've heard it, it's a very simplistic pop song, but it's nice to hear it in Lithuanian. I just really love it.
Yeah, that's the one that jumped out for us when we watched it. That's the song and the performer.
Yeah, it felt like a complete package as well. You know, the lighting, the staging, all look quite good. They still need to up the choreography game a little bit because it does look a bit like they're just dad dancing at the end. But, you know, I really like that. God, this is a toughy group. Ireland as well has to be the bonkers favourite in this particular group. I absolutely love it. It's nuts. Again, that performance could be the make or break, though. So, however they're going to tweak it, it could mean that it sails through, or it could be that 10th spot again.
Yeah, she's danger. I think she's got real danger overcooking it live. If she goes too hard on it, it could come across as bad student performance art. It's not, but that's what it could appear as.
Yeah.
So she's got to control it, and if she overcooks it, folk will be just like, "The fuck is that?"
I want the furry friend to be on stage from the video.
Yeah,
so
the video is amazing.
I love the video. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's so good. Yeah. And out of the others, to be honest, you know, Luxembourg and Moldova, they're both very good. They're both very strong songs. I think Luxembourg probably will be up against Cyprus in this one. These are the two that I feel are the most similar, that are going to be facing off against each other for that spot. Tali's a very good performer. She can definitely sing. We've seen her live now. And she cleverly leaves the choreography to those that can, and doesn't really start dancing too much. So that's good. And I like the little fusions that she's got going on, the different cultural fusions and the French in there. And I think given that it's Luxembourg's first try, they'll go through regardless. You know, there's a lot of people that have a soft spot and want them to get through to the final. So, you know, that'll be an automatic. As for Iceland and Moldova, I think Moldova stands the best chance of the two of getting through. It's a very classy performance, actually, and not something that you would necessarily associate with the song, though. So I don't know how that's going to carry, but it could be memorable on stage if they keep it that way. I don't know.
Yeah,
there we go. That's me.
I think Iceland's just a bit generic. It's not got this. They need to let her fly with her voice. She's got a good voice. Go for it a bit more. It's just, I think, they've just played a bit safe, and it's a bit samey and generic. Which that's the danger with Eurovision. If you do generic, and that it doesn't always work.
No,
that's where other people get the points.
Plus, at the minute, she's out there on her own. You know, the backing,
and she's good. She's been there before. She knows what she's doing. Moldova, I do really quite like, and I do like the way up the stage with the matching dresses and the movement and the choreography, the double mics thing. Really quite nice. I do like that one. It is, it's quite gentle, but it's got a bit of interest in it, and it sits aside from the really ballady stuff and the poppy stuff. It's got its own wee bit there. So I think Moldova's good chance in there.
So strong group. Tom, is he?
Now
Tom's
I've
on.
done it because I'm
Well
on
done.
mute. Oh, Jesus, as
Well, aren't
professional
we?
as ever. Right. I started talking and I was like, oh, never mind. Right. We'll ignore what I said. I was going to make some bad jokes. Turns out the joke's on me. Full stop. Ha, do you know what? Straight away, let's pull Sean in.
Ooh.
Make sure he's still alive. There we go.
Yeah.
Sean, come on. You've got to be with me in this. Show some love to Hera Bjork. Iceland, she's back. Iceland didn't qualify last year. You know, she's got a decent song there. It's generic, but surely in amongst a semi-final full of bonkers shit, quite frankly, generic has got to stand out this time round.
If you work on the theory that some of the bonkers shit might cancel each other out and split the vote, then there is a possibility. I suppose so. I mean, she's a Eurovision goddess, for God's sake. I mean, Je ne sais quoi was 14 years ago now. Can you believe it? And
Stop it. You'll make me feel old.
But, you know, 5 acts have got to go home. And it's a toughie. It's a real toughie. I don't know. I really hope she gets through because, you know, she's fantastic. And maybe will enough people remember her and have love for Hera Bjork after 14 years? Maybe. I mean, I've got to say, I think Je ne sais quoi is a better song. But I really do hope that they go through. Quickly moving on to the rest of them, if you want me to.
I was going to say, let's think about some of the others. I only really want your highlights on this one. So I'm very interested on your views in particular, Sean. I've got you down as Ireland and Moldova.
Okay.
Ireland for the total bonkers and Moldova for the fact that it's another comeback.
Well, Ireland, yeah, it is completely bonkers. And is it the kind of music I'd normally listen to? No. Do I love it? Yes. It's crazy. It's intense. There's so much going on in it, and I think it's going to stand out a mile. I'll be really, really surprised if it doesn't go through. I don't know what she shouts at the end. I think it's something like, "If you come near me, I'll shit in your eye," or something. I don't know.
It's a Harry Potter spell.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Can't get the staff.
Can't get the staff, can you?
Can't get the staff. No, never mind. Moving on to Moldova. Natalia in the middle. Look, I like this a lot. The staging, although it's really simplistic, I love the violins at the end. Apparently, the song wasn't written with Eurovision in mind, but a producer said, enter this Eurovision, you really should. And the song's about like the light of the human soul, the heart, which is in the middle of the body. So the song's called In the Middle. And it's about finding one's true self. And it's I really, really like the song. I love it. But I'm not saying it 3 times. But yeah, it's really, really good. And yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna drag Oban into the conversation because I have a sneaking suspicion that Oban and Luxembourg are best friends this year.
Luxembourg, I am so happy that they survived on my number 1 until the end of February. Since the selection, I just there is so much sophistication in this song. It's like it turns into an art form. I love it. It's the old school French 80s French pop that was translated into 700 languages and became hit in every single language it was translated. I just love it. I just love the elegance, the sophistication. Iceland, Hera Bjork, she's Je ne sais quoi is in my top 10 of all times. Unfortunately, this is not in my top 10 in the semifinal. She's not trying. I hope she brings it up. She, brings her A game to the Eurovision stage, but as it is, sorry, Ireland. It's just for me, it's just a waste of oxygen. Really, this is the song that copycats the cha cha cha. Everyone else is, accusing this year's Finland, Estonia, or Croatia, but this is exact copycat of cha cha cha. This contrast between soft and hard rock. Lithuania,
but without the luminous green outfit.
Yeah, wait, let's see. Lithuania, I love it. I mean, it's recently fallen out of my top 10, but it's still in my top 15. And Moldova, I think if that staging worked in Moldovan national final, and I'm sure they will, bring it bigger in Eurovision stage. So I think it's gonna work even better on the Eurovision stage. But yes, I'm hopeful for Moldova, Lithuania, and I am in love with Luxembourg.
Well, it would be nice to see Natalia qualify this time around.
And one more thing, I am on my not
time.
on my home setup, but I want to give 2 shout outs to the YouTube chat. So I couldn't join them today. But Vanya, you are my ray of sunshine, and Sam Raby, I see you. I'm not punching anything. I can keep it cool.
Okie doke. Cheers, Oben. Troy, now let's talk all things Ireland and Lithuania here. Now obviously I know you live in Northern Ireland, so that's not too far away from the Republic. What is the view?
Well, it was very, very shocking. I had a lot of my friends turn around and go, "What the hell have Ireland done?" So who knows? I personally, it sounds stupid, but it's grown on me. I was a hater. I wanted Erica Cody all the way, but it's grown on me. So I think it might get through. Lithuania, I see myself bopping to that on a regular basis, especially when I'm on the way to work. It's like, yep. So that's a yes for me. Tali has an amazing voice. I don't know. Seeing her dancing, as everyone said, her dancing is going to be the key. If she can keep the dancing to a minimum, she may not be as breathless as she was in the national final. Hera, I would love Hera to get through. She has a very radio-friendly song. If they do let her rip with her vocals, who knows? For Natalia, I think she may get lost on the stage if they're going to do the same setup, the 5 of them on the stage in Sweden. I think she may get lost.
Cool. I think. Do you know what? I think. Well, thing is, right, and I'm gonna put myself center stage on this one, right? I love Fighter. Her song Fighter from 2007. It's still on my playlist. I love it. The chord progressions, everything about it, the whole kind of like intro to it. It's absolutely amazing in every sense of the word. My biggest problem with the Moldovan song is it's not Fighter. I kind of really wanted Fighter Part 2, and I haven't got Fighter Part 2. And whilst I love Natalia, just don't really get the song. Even though it's got a fantastic story behind it, as Sean said, and everything as well. I'm going to talk about Luxembourg as well, because I was at the Luxembourg national final. Tali, absolutely love her. Do you know what? I don't think she's going to do any singing. I reckon singing, dancing even. I think she'll be singing lots. But I think this has potential to get through. Although I do worry, I think this is a 10th spot contender. And the final one is obviously, and I've already said it already, Hera Bjork. Come on, Queen. I really, really want this to get through. I think this is going to be an absolute banger when it goes on the stage. I think she's going to let rip vocally. I reckon they're going to throw everything at it. And I really, really hope she gets through. Although, saying that, let's face it, if you look at the countries around and you suggest that Eurovision, there's a bit of block voting going on, the blocks aren't necessarily there for this one, are they? Phil and Michelle, I hear you quite like Bambie Thug.
Would you like to hear my take on Bambie Thug?
I'd love to hear your take on Bambie Thug.
Donna, no need, Donna. I'm really shit at I Spy. I eat pies and I cry. Would you prefer the sun and the moon? Have you ever licked a hairy baboon? See, it's easy. Piece of piss, this Eurovision.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So Phil, if you were on the jury, how many points would you give that?
12. No, I love Ireland. Ireland has to get to the final. It just has to. It would be such a shame not to have this song in the final. It's fantastic. I mean, people are saying it's a bonkers year, but this is like the most off the wall song of the lot. It even stands out this year, which is quite an achievement.
Yeah.
So yeah, I absolutely love this one.
Just another note on Ireland. I scratch my bum now. I've got pink eye. I'm gonna lick your thigh. Would you rather have the sun or the moon? Would you rather have your hair cut by Vidal Sassoon? There you go.
Yeah.
Hundreds of these. It's qualifying.
Just gonna. There we go. Donna's wiping the tears away from her face. Troy, head in hand, just gonna. There's Sean.
Just wait till next week. We've got a Belgium. Is it Netherlands rap next week?
Yeah. Anyway, I like Lithuania as well. I think Silvester Bell.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
I think most people are doing
Sylvester Bell. Yeah,
Sylvester Bell.
Sylvester Bell.
I think it could do well. I mean, I think it stands out, even though it's a pop song. I think it stands out, and he's got the dance routine as well.
We can all do it. I'll get 2 chins though when I do it.
And I like Moldova. I can't believe people are crapping on Moldova.
No, Donna was absolutely right when she said that this was classy. This is a piece of class. It will stand out a mile. It's absolutely amazing. The visuals are stunning and the vocals are stunning. Mark my words, it will qualify.
And Hera, Iceland, it's solid Schlager. But it would have been a fantastic song maybe 30 years ago. I think it's just a bit dated now. Sorry.
Taxi for Phil. That's it. We're over.
Get out.
Right. How can I? Jesus. Right, guys, I'm going to bring you back together again. Right, as always, I want your qualifiers out of this group. Okay, bearing in mind most of you have only got a maximum of 6 songs to have left, I think. So let's start with Ian and Donna. Who are you going for?
Well, I'm going to go with all of them, bar Iceland. Quite honestly.
That's it. We're done.
I think Iceland and Ireland are the danger ones. Ireland's either going to crash and burn or do really well.
So, what are you picking then?
I would probably go with Lithuania, Luxembourg, and Moldova getting through.
There you
go. Okay, Sean.
I've got to go through in this group Ireland and Moldova.
Oh.
I want Iceland, but I don't think it will. But I've got the other 2 to go through.
Okay. Oben.
Tom, write this down as well. Here's a prediction. Cyprus will open, Luxembourg will close. And from this group, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Moldova, my 3 qualifiers out of 5.
Cool. Okay. Troy.
Well, I'll see that, and I'll raise that because I reckon it will be that Ireland will close and Bjork will open.
Blimey.
So, everything in that group. So Iceland, yes. Ireland, yes. Lithuania, yes. Luxembourg, yes. Unfortunately, Moldova, I think, is a no. Well, it's a no from me.
Oh, violent reaction there from Michelle. I think she's got another song coming on. Phil and Michelle.
Ireland, Moldova, Lithuania, and Iceland.
And I've got the same, yes. I've got the same again.
That's two we've agreed.
That's twice. We've agreed. It's frightening.
It's because he likes me dressed like this.
Now, the shame of it is, guys, you've got 2 songs to pick from the next
We know.
one.
We did it. We know. We worked it all out beforehand. It's all in hand.
Yeah.
Don't you worry
I know,
about that.
but I've listened to them. Right, so, guys, we have got 5 songs left. Okay, it's Poland, it's Portugal, Serbia, Slovenia, and last year's hosting abstentious. Do you reckon that's the best way to put it? Ukraine. Let's take a look at these.
Hoping for a star to fall, something I can make a wish on. Corpo a carregar. Seguimos assim, me deixo ferida. Peço à estrela mãe que faça o dia. Que ainda bate a luz no peito e abre. Só chama que Gota última do svetlo svetlo Ramonda. Ramonda, Lila Ramonda, Ramonda, Lila Ramonda, Lila Ramonda. Bi se svetlobi prepusti. Życia pytanie by dla tych, kto badaje.
Hey, the final 5 songs there. The doilies are back. And do you know what? I think we're going to go through to Phil and Michelle first. What are your favourites in this group of 5?
Well, you think it'd be Portugal, seeing as we come as what Portugal's backing singers.
But yeah, no, it doesn't do anything for me. This one. I think my favourite out of this is probably Ukraine, although it's not my favourite Ukrainian song in the last few years by any means. Poland also is good. It needs a good performance and staging concept, because I think it could come across a bit ordinary if it doesn't have something visually to bring it through. But yeah,
I don't like any of them really, but Ukraine will quality. That's that.
I like it. I'm taking that as we'll come back to you for some qualifiers then, guys. Right, who should we go to next? Let's go to Troy next. Troy, I hear you've got a sneaking favouritism for a couple of these.
That'll do, won't it?
What do you reckon? Poland and Serbia. What do you reckon to them?
Yeah, I do like Luna. I think this will go quite well in the semi-final. I don't know when it comes to the grand final, but it is a good song. Serbia, I didn't really take to Teya's song to start with, but again, it's a grower. I've started listening it more and more, and I think that's probably the one that I also think will come through. But yeah, Serbia and Poland, I reckon, will go through quite easily. It's just the other ones that are going to possibly find it a little bit of a struggle. I mean, Portugal, yes. Ukraine. Oh, Ukraine is a yes. But yeah, Slovenia, I think Raven may struggle because the song's been out for so long now. So no one's heard any hype.
Cool. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to Oban.
Yes, Tom, Poland is just annoying me now as as a broadcaster. It's just like, I think I've been traumatized by them since Baiba crisis, and now this the most insignificant but most overrated hyped song ever. And I'm sorry, I know if Polish fans really need some good news, but it's just annoying, right? Serbia, Billie Eilish done on this stage so many times already, and it works, when it's done properly. I mean, I don't think it's an offensive song. I think it's if you like that kind of music, it will speak to you. Portugal. Yeah, I am just begging Portugal to sing one mainstream song at some time, And Slovenia, Ice Queen. I think she's the most unrelatable artist on that stage. I think it's gonna qualify, but she doesn't come across someone relatable and approachable. And in fact, I listened to one of her interviews, and she's like, during the photo shoot of the video shoot of her video clip, she's like, the water is so cold. I didn't want to get in, so I didn't get in. I was like, that's something for commitment, And out of these, the five, Ukraine is just, for me, hits the right spot. Like Ukraine is, I get it. Like Jerry Heil last year, annoying. This year, she's finally back to human, and I liked her approach to to the song and to her performance, and I get it why it's the one of the two songs that is leading the odds right now.
Cool. Yeah, I like Slovenia. I think that kind of performance is going to stay in her favour. I reckon that's going to cause an upset. I've just compiled my top 10 list, and I'm like, I'm so going to upset some people on here with that one. But who have we been? We've been to Phil and Michelle, we've been to Troy, we've been to Oban. Oh, Ip Dip Sky Blue. Oh, let's go for Ian and Donna.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna agree with Troy. I like Serbia. I've championed this one for a while. I love that kind of sleepy, ethereal sound, and she performs it very, very well.
It's got a nice build as well. It starts off, it does build up a bit. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Some of these other gentle ones kind of stay the same. It's just a nice build towards the end.
And the one thing that Serbia tends to do really well is bring out a theatrical song. The staging in it is wonderful. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that one, and it should qualify. It unfortunately overshadows Portugal by a long way, and they're the two that could easily compete with each other. So Serbia's a good one.
Portugal's kind of fighting in the same territory a wee bit, I think. I do like it. It's again Portugal sending something that's theirs.
Yeah,
which is good. Which I always like for Portugal.
Poland is nice. I think it's radio friendly. It doesn't upset anyone. It does seem like they've taken a safe option yet again. But do you know, I'm not unhappy with it. It's a good sound. I'll listen to it on the CD, and we'll see what she brings with the staging and how she can actually perform it live, because it's another internal selection. So still yet to see how she does.
Yeah, it's got a really good drive, that one, with Poland. You don't really hear it. You listen to your telly without the bass, it's a bit lackluster. Better System with prop bass, there's a right thumping drive in that song, which is good. It's good, solid pop dance song.
The other one I'm obviously going to choose is Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's
good.
It was one that I never thought I would actually like, especially having listened to all the other national final stuff. And it was one I was on the fence with initially, but it's grown on me a lot. And we've tried so many times now in different songs at Eurovision to include rap. And you know what I'm like. I don't really like a rap song, but, you know, she does it well. If they can actually get this relationship working between the two of them, I think they've definitely got a winner there.
Yeah, actually, then she just popped up from Little John about asking what are the best produced songs. This one, Ukraine. The way it's constructed, the way it runs through, the melding the two styles of the rap and the other stuff together, quite often is a mess in Eurovision. Doesn't work. It crashes and it flows into each other beautifully. The swell, the chorus, the builds up. It is nice. It's not big and fast and dramatic. Memorable. It's very well done. It is a very solid production. Something Ukraine is good at overall. But yeah, I think Ukraine in this selection, Ukraine's probably the best produced.
Slovenia. Sorry, no, doesn't do anything for me, Tom. That chicken noise drives me away. Netta's was much better, and that's saying something.
You mark my words, though. That's going to upset everyone when it qualifies. Seriously. And do you know what? And it's just because I'm looking at the list of countries that are in that semi-final, and I'm like, there's always one, and it's down as the country I don't want to qualify, but I think he's going to get through just to spite me. That's the genuine.
There is always one every year, Tom. Always.
Exactly. Right, guys. Let's move on to Sean. Sean, obviously, we've heard a lot about all of these. Which ones are your absolute favourites?
I like Slovenia Veronica by Raven. It's just another powerful and dramatic ballad. Not sure I was going to do, given that there's no jury vote in the semis, but it's partially composed by Bojan from Joker Out from last year. And it's inspired by a countess who was the first woman to be convicted of witchcraft in Slovenia. So I think the pop video for this is really stunning. And I can't wait to see how this is going to be interpreted on stage. So that'll be really fun to see. I agree with everything that Ian said about Ukraine. It's such a well-produced song, Teresa and Maria. I think that it'll do really, really well in Malmö, and it's not just because it's Ukraine, and it's not because it's they don't need our sympathy votes for this song to do well, because it standalone, it's a really, really good song, a really good, powerful song. I love it. And finally, Serbia, Ramonda. So Ramonda is actually a flower that's native to Serbia. It's lilac in colour, and it's known as Ramonda serbica, and it's actually known as a Serbian phoenix flower, renowned for coming back to life even when it's really, really dried out. So this flower is worn in Serbia as part of the Armistice Day commemorative sort of celebrations, if you will, just like we wear the poppy over here in the UK. And you know, it's about, you know, Serbia lost like 28% of its population in World War I, and this is worn in remembrance of those people. And this is just a patriotic ballad. It's a really lovely song, and I really, really hope it qualifies. It's absolutely stunning. So yes, some really, really good songs here.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers, Sean. Now, guys, I am going to give you some time now. You can reflect, make sure you don't go bust on your qualifiers out of this, because launched today, every year, we do the ESC Fan TV Awards. Yes, national final season is over, people, and we are asking for your votes in this year's ESC Fan TV Awards. When we go to Amsterdam in April, some of the guys from ESC Fan TV are going to try and give these awards to some of the artists as well. So let's take a look at what you could be voting for. There we go. Coming soon. Okay, details to how to vote will be out soon. That should give you an excuse to find us on TikTok, on Mastodon, on Facebook, on X. The details are going to be on there. Click the link and vote when it becomes available. Now, guys, you've had your thinking time.
Can I just
Hello.
interject? Tom, sorry, can I just interject really quickly? Phil, I demand that you make me big. I would like to talk to the manager now. I've just seen what I look like. Oh my God, look at this.
You look like Pat Sharp.
I thought I looked like Shirley out of EastEnders.
No, you ain't got the wrinkles for it.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
See, there you go. Right, Oban, who's going to qualify out of this group of 5?
Yes, Ukraine, Serbia, and the Ice Queen Slovenia.
Okay. Also awesome. You haven't gone bust. That's fine. We like it. Right, Ian and Donna.
There you go. Okay, so I'm going to go Poland, Serbia, and Ukraine.
Okay, Ian.
Yeah, I would say Poland, Serbia, Ukraine, probably Portugal as well.
Okay. Has Ian gone bust?
I'm not sure.
You might have gone bust.
You've gone bust. You've gone bust. According to I've got you down for Australia, Croatia, Cyprus, Finland, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Moldova, Poland, Portugal, Serbia, and Ukraine. That's 11.
Yeah, I think Portugal's a dubious one. I think Portugal or Finland are probably
They
kind of 10
are
and
fighting
11
for 10th spot.
fighting spots.
Oh, I see. We're trying to get it through on a technicality.
Pick one.
No, pick one. That's
Pick one.
Pick one.
Finland or Portugal.
I would prefer Portugal to go with it, but I think it'll be Finland.
That's still a cop-out.
I'm taking Portugal out. That's fine. Portugal's gone. That's it. You cannot turn around and say that you wanted Portugal in there later, because I'll say no, bust. It's like dealer on blackjack, isn't it? Goes over 21, had it. That's it. Cut off. Right, Troy.
Okay. Poland, Serbia, Ukraine.
Okay.
Clean, quick, and easy.
Right. I've got 4 going through: Portugal, Serbia, Slovenia, and Ukraine.
Right. Portugal, Serbia, Slovenia, and Ukraine.
Yep. That's 10. And 4, 2, and 4. Yep.
Yes. No, I'm just checking. Do you know what? After experiencing, this is the thing I've just noticed. I think Troy went bust. Troy's the one that went bust, I think. He had 4, 4, and then 4 again, and then
no,
3.
because I've got Australia.
I've got Australia,
halfway
Croatia,
Australia and Finland.
Oh, okay. So someone else trying to circumnavigate my.
Pick one.
Got
Stop
to pick
cheating.
one.
Each way bet there, I reckon.
Pick one.
I'd pick Australia over Finland because I think
There we
Finland.
go.
I think the hype is.
There we go.
Nah.
Oh,
and I think,
poor Finland.
I think his
Dropped
vocals are
twice.
going to waver.
That's it. Right. Okay. Phil and Michelle.
Poland, Ukraine.
Yeah, Poland, Ukraine. We've only got 2. That should make 10.
We've only got 10 because we counted it beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's what I like. And I know you've been waiting for my qualifiers. Beforehand, let's just take a look into the chat. Little John says my favourites are Ukraine, Lithuania, Serbia, Ireland, Finland, Poland, and Luxembourg. Dan reckons Serbia, Portugal, and Poland are the favourites. Ukraine are going to qualify as well. ESC Manga, Serbia, Ukraine, and Portugal. What else have we got here? Let's see if I can find some more. I've got to scroll up a long way. Oh, we've got Poland is such a brilliant song as well. Rodders doesn't think that Iceland and Luxembourg are good enough. Tracy's going for Lithuania and Luxembourg. ESC Manga is going for Luxembourg and Lithuania. Sam Raby, my 10th qualifier: Cyprus, Serbia, Ukraine, Australia, Azerbaijan, Finland, Iceland, Luxembourg, and Slovenia. And Lee says that Belgium was dated last year, but Gustav got top 10. Never say never. Yeah, but Belgium aren't in it till next week. We'll deal with that next week. Right, okay, people. My selections, which I'm sure you've all been waiting for. Right, I'm expecting ridiculedness on this. Right, so I've gone in with Ukraine and Croatia, Lithuania, Serbia, Finland, Iceland, Cyprus, Australia, Slovenia, and then Luxembourg to finish. There we go. With apologies to the 5 that I left out. Ireland, sorry. I don't think you're going to make it. There we go. Guys, we have covered semi-final 1. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Find us on YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Facebook for updates. And we're going to be posting stuff all week, as always. Elliot's just said, Tom choosing the camp song Iceland, shocker. Get over it. So all that leaves us to say is we'll be back next week. Philip, Michelle, what time are we back next week?
Well, I think you'll find, Tom, we're back at 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Central European time.
Fantastic. We're going to be back then just to go over the songs from semi-final 2. And we look forward to seeing you then. Normally at this point, I would bid you all goodbye. But do you know what? Tonight, I thought we would have the vocal talents of Mrs. Michelle Harrison singing us out. Over to you, Michelle.
I